I recently watched a TED Talk that really made me think. The speaker asked a simple but unsettling question. If marriage is supposed to make us happy, why are some of the happiest places on earth also the ones where the most people live alone? He pointed to Scandinavia as a prime example. And here's the twist. Society tells men that by 40, you should be married, adjusting your habits, your goals, and your lifestyle to keep pace with another person's expectations. But what if some men over 40 aren't failing at love? What if they're simply choosing themselves, choosing freedom, clarity, and peace? Let's explore the freedom that comes with choosing yourself over societal expectations. Society loves a familiar storyline. Meet someone, fall in love, get married, settle down. And by 40, if you're not following that script, people assume you've fallen behind. But what if that story isn't the only path to happiness? For some people, living alone isn't isolation, it's self-trust. Happiness isn't defined by who's beside you, but by how grounded you feel in your own life. And here's the thing, many men tell a similar story. Years of chasing relationships, hoping one would bring clarity, until they realize peace comes from choosing themselves. Psychologist Erik Erikson talks about something called generativity versus stagnation. Simply put, he says adults feel fulfilled when they choose meaningful paths for themselves, instead of just following society's script. By 40, many men have endured heartbreak. They've navigated compromise after compromise, investing time and emotion into people who didn't always value it the same way. Every challenge, setback, and exhausting moment leaves a lesson. Peace is rare, and it comes at a price. But it also sharpens clarity. Some men realize that the chaos of relationships isn't a requirement for happiness. It's a choice. They stop chasing companionship to meet society's expectations and start chasing clarity, focus, and a life that truly reflects their values. Many men remember chasing love. Short flings, long-distance heartbreaks, endless searching. By 40, they made a conscious choice to prioritize themselves, their peace, and their values. And for the first time, life felt calm, authentic, and truly their own. People say men stay single after 40 because they fear commitment. But here's the truth nobody talks about. Some men stop trying because they're tired of losing themselves in the process. After years of bending, compromising, explaining, proving their worth, something inside them finally says, no more. Dr. Waldinger said something powerful in his TED Talk. Being partnered isn't what makes you happy long-term. It's having peace and emotional stability. Here's the twist. Single men are not avoiding loneliness. They're avoiding chaos. They discover that peace feels better than chasing attention. That clarity feels better than convincing someone to stay. That being alone isn't empty, it's stable. And once a man reaches that point, silence isn't rejection, it's self-respect. Solitude after 40 brings clarity, focus, financial control, and independence. And if you've ever experienced this phase of life, you know exactly what I mean. It's the moment where everything finally starts to make sense. Let's dive into this for a second. Pico Iyer, in his book, The Art of Stillness, calls it, sometimes stepping back is the fastest way to move forward. And when you think about it, that idea connects deeply with real life. Even Maslow's hierarchy reminds us, self-growth comes before approval from others. That's why some men stay single. They stop proving their worth and start building themselves from the inside out. Over time, he learns discipline. He learns self-sufficiency, and that sense of peace slowly becomes addictive. Not because life gets quieter, but because it finally feels grounded. And here's the thing. When you step into that space, life starts to feel ordered and predictable. Let's get real for a moment. Men who stay single after 40, they're not weak, they're not broken, they've made a choice, A choice for certainty, even if it means being alone. You might have seen Sherry Turkle's TED Talk, Connected, but Alone? She explains something powerful. Real solitude isn't a punishment. It's a chance to understand yourself, to grow, and to build a life on your own terms. When you get comfortable alone, you don't just survive, you thrive. Being single becomes a choice, not a compromise. And here's the truth. This isn't rejecting love. This is choosing yourself. This is freedom. This is what it really means to be fully alive. Being single isn't a limitation. It's an opportunity to live fully on your own terms. Does this fit with your experience? Leave a comment, share your perspective, and don't forget to like and subscribe.